G'day guys, what is happening? My name is NatoPotato and welcome back to That Dragon Cancer. Now, this is the third episode we're up to. I haven't played this in a few days, so I can't exactly remember where I'm up to, so we'll find out soon, but I just want to thank you guys for your support on this. It's really different to what I normally would do. I'm trying to do it completely unedited so you guys can listen to the story. A lot of you have come to me and said that you don't want to watch this series mainly because you want to play it yourself, and I 100% agree with that. Seriously, it's just an experience that you need to go through on your own. I mean, if you do watch these videos, thank you so much, but I do recommend going to play this yourself. Anyway, let's get straight into it. Okay, so last time, guys, I believe we were on a little boat in a massive storm in the middle of the ocean, and we were just kind of like going through all the thoughts between the doctors and the parents, and it was really intense. There's the cancer again. I just can't believe like they can make it so beautiful, and then basically the cancer just makes it so dark and ominous. All right, so this looks like our room. I think that's our room up there. So what's going on? All right. Oh man, it's so sad just seeing that, just looking at that image. I think we're the bird guys. All right, what are we doing? What's happening? Okay. Alright, well... Oh, a letter.
I have so many things stirring around in my spirit that I have to write to settle myself and find God's wisdom in the midst of chaos. I'm scared I won't be strong enough to face the things we might have to face in the coming weeks and months. But then, I remember how much grace God gave us to walk out everything we've already faced. I've never felt completely overwhelmed, and I've never felt alone. So no matter what comes next, and I truly cannot even begin to guess how this will go, I know we will be carried. I want to shout out, look what God is about to do. Watch how he delivers Joel. And at the same time, I want to roll up in a silent ball and wait it out with fear and trembling, so aware of all my doubt, but yet convinced that my doubt is insignificant compared to God's faithfulness.
I honestly couldn't, like, I seriously still can't fathom the fact that this can actually happen. I mean, that would be her way of coping. Everyone copes differently, so she's probably writing constantly just to get her emotions onto paper. Maybe she can't reach out to anyone. I don't know. I just can't even imagine.
We'll sing the littles a lullaby. I'm tired. I know, it's bedtime. Ugh, okay. Elijah, lay down.
Babe, did you even check in his mouth?
Who's Joel? No.
Joel has chicken stuffed in his cheeks from dinner.
Oh, good old Joel.
Been there for the last 2 hours.
He's classic. Man, it's so sad. What do we have here? What is all this?
Dear Eli, I feel nothing but pride for the way you battled cancer. I remember the way you learned to ride your tricycle down the hospital hallway instead of down the sidewalk like other 3-year-olds. It was hard for me to pray to God, thy will be done, when I really just wanted so desperately for him to heal you. In the 4.5 years that you dealt with harsh treatments, only once did you ask why God let you get cancer. I hope he has been able to explain the why to you, as I have always believed that he knew how strong you were and wanted to use you and your situation to positively impact so many lives. I remember how you never let me go to bed without telling me that you loved me, and how those were your very last words to me. You taught me what was truly important in life, son. Still now, years after you left Earth, people are impacted by your life and the lessons you taught us. Thousands of people from around the world read your blog and still feel such a strong connection to you, even though they never met you in person.
So that must have been a story from someone else. I guess I have a feeling they're going to talk about a lot of faith in this whole section.
You would be
because
happy to know that we continue to sell the Beat Cancer t-shirts that you love so much. We're still using them to raise awareness and funds for childhood cancer research and family and patient support programs. When you passed away, my greatest fear was that you would be forgotten. So many people still talk about you and how you changed their lives. That is such a precious gift to me as your father. Eli, you truly impacted more lives in your almost 8 years on Earth than many people do in a lifetime. I love you, buddy, and I can't wait to see you again. Love, Dad.
Oh man, that last bit. I have a feeling that this is going to be a lot about faith and how people have lost, their faith because of this. Because I mean, I just couldn't imagine how you can feel there'd be a God if they've given you cancer.
This is a new degree of tragedy, but it's not so much different from the struggle we've already been living. We pressed into God. We pressed into faith. We fought until we found peace. We stood in peace when our flesh wanted to strive more. We stood in peace when it started to feel like laziness or foolishness or both. We waited for God to direct us specifically in prayer because all the directions we had initiated had not panned out. We prayed for no nausea because that's what we felt in our spirits we were supposed to pray, even though we'd prayed it countless times before while Joel continued to vomit. We saw one small miracle and then another. We waited to pray specific things until we were given specific direction, and we saw bigger miracles. And yet, if you asked either of us if we were doing enough, trying hard enough, we would say no.
Of course you would say no. I mean, if your family member was going through something like this, not specifically this illness, but I mean, you wouldn't be helpless. You wouldn't be able to do anything. You have to sit and wait and just pray and hope. Oh, I just couldn't imagine it.
As this long day draws to a close, I am tired, but not sleepy. My face is puffy from crying. I have a dry throat and dry hands, a slight headache, and a desire to write down absolutely everything. I want to describe the feeling of being entirely empty and entirely resolute. I want to explore how I can be deeply sad and incredibly hopeful at the same time. I want to talk about holding Joel's hand, walking down the hall wanting to soak in the moment, to memorize the feeling of having his hand and mine, to let it matter. And then hating that my thoughts swing to, because what if I can't hold his hand one day? And hating that thought, wishing I could just appreciate each second of Joel without that appreciation spilling into the pre-mourning I refuse to do because I believe he will live. But instead of fighting the brief thoughts of mourning, choosing to fight instead that lie that says that those thoughts betray some doubt, some mistrust of God, when I know that those thoughts make me human. That God knows I am human. He doesn't make Joel's victory dependent on me never feeling unsure.
So it sounds like Amy's trying everything she possibly can to make Joel feel happy and give him a normal life before he passes on, and it would just be so difficult.
I had been in this room with my father before, during the brief window where he wasn't dying but was instead getting better. That wasn't the man I saw this time. I saw the other one, the one who cried out and needed holding, the one who fell asleep for 20 seconds and then woke up a different person each time. There was a clear part right in the middle of it, a minute or so, where everything was calm before his tour of hell resumed. That was goodbye, even if no one said it. I don't think I will ever get better after having seen that. I think this is the kind of knowing that stays with you. I can reach into my pocket now and find it there.
Oh man, just even having to go through that situation would be so difficult. You would, like you said, he doesn't think he'll ever get better. He doesn't think he'll be able to recover from seeing his dad like this.
The ravenous reverie of waking is but a distant memory. Or was it a dream? I can't remember the last time I woke up hungry. Not so long ago, carefree, welcoming the challenge of yoga on paddleboards, springing through the rain and over puddles at the reservoir track. Weathering several storms since entering the first battlefield over 2 years ago, a succession of precise scalpels, high-energy beams, and pharmacological strategies, a journey no one asks for. Still standing, spirit unyielding but not the same. With each treatment, an imprint, evidence of what came before. Willing rogue mutinous cells to yield to my current tailored chemical onslaught, stay put and do not multiply. Or better yet, disappear altogether. By the will of God, through the tools of modern medicine, with the support of family and friends. Onward.
I feel like that was a piece written about the battle of cancer and what's kind of involved in it, and let's just keep going.
I am at Seattle Children's Hospital, and nobody wants to be here. Even as an internationally recognized temple of healing, every inch of it is terror. Every cubic inch of every room that is not occupied by terrified children and terrified parents is filled to its capacity with a terror wholly unique to that family, which no other person has any power to comprehend. There is art on the walls and rooms which is designed to evoke a jungle of some kind, and I resent it. Every giraffe is my sworn enemy.
I feel like it would be so hard to stay positive if you're in a hospital around hundreds of families, hundreds of children going through the exact same thing. It would be so hard to keep positive. There'd just be so many emotions everywhere. I just can't even imagine it. That's a nice painting. That makes me happy.
Even though every natural law indicates it, even though popular culture is rife with examples, even though the arc of his condition moved with haste in a particular direction, specifically down, I was very surprised when my father died. I was surprised that he could. It wasn't merely naivete. Those afflicted with his particular cancer number less than 100. It is the sort of cancer that excites a doctor. One of the things that is so exciting about this cancer is that it apparently didn't form the hard masses we use to find the disease. Rather, it converts the meat of your abdomen into a kind of undifferentiated doom. What might happen is that they will attempt to draw your blood and instead draw out the green syrup that was once your guts. Shortly thereafter, they will tell you and your family that the fight is over.
Oh my god, that's intense. One of the things that really annoys me is the fact that scientists and doctors get excited over, some really intense illnesses, and it's just not fair on the family that, that a doctor's getting excited over something that's happening to them, something so terrible. And I mean, I know they're trying to cure it, but it just seems wrong to me. I don't know.
So, how long will we be in California? I don't actually know. That's kind of why we're packing up everything, is because if the trial works really well, then maybe we'll stay in California for a really long time. Like, as long as it keeps helping Joel, then we want to stay and do the best we can for him and stay there where he's getting help. But if the medicine starts to not work, as soon as it's not helping him, I promise we'll come back home. Are we going to Disneyland?
Yeah, of course. What do you think, Caleb? You okay with leaving for so long?
I'm kind of excited, but I'm kind of not. I mean, I think it'll be fun, but I just don't like missing school.
Oh, yeah.
You're the only 8-year-old to ever.
That's funny.
That's amazing.
I hate to miss school, huh? But, like, why?
Well, I just hate having all that homework that I have to do.
Oh, you hate catching up from missing school.
Your teachers are going to send me homework, and we'll just try to do a little bit of it every day, so it won't be that bad, but there'll still be fun stuff we can do.
How many kids get to go on an adventure to California in the middle of the school year? I'd say that's pretty cool. And we're going to be staying in the middle of San Francisco near Golden Gate Park, and there's a museum, and there's a botanic garden, and there's the Golden Gate Bridge, and water, and a prison, And I promise not to leave you in the prison.
I'll pitch around that.
Hopefully we can get out. That'd be cool. Anyway, so we're gonna have lots of fun, and we're gonna spend lots of time as a family together, and lots of time with Joel too. You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of a sad trip, even though it's fun. Yay.
Yeah. Yay and sad. It's kind of all of those things, huh? Is it all the things, Caleb?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to see Joel, you know, like needing so much help.
Yeah. I think, like, for me, sometimes I'm kind of excited and sometimes I'm kind of sad. And I just kind of feel all of that. So it's okay if you guys feel all of that too, because I feel all of those things.
Man, it would be so hard for the parents to keep a positive attitude towards their kids. Oh, listening to some of the stuff that they were saying, it was just... I just don't even have words for it, to be honest. What does this one say?
I remember the day I was diagnosed. I remember the hallucinations from the high fever of 5-year-old's nightmares. I remember my mother silently weeping in the doctor's office. I remember friends and family gathered around my hospital bed in prayer. I remember the 2-hour ambulance ride to St. Jude where they could better care for me. I remember the 2.5 years of weekly chemo treatments, the numerous lumbar punctures and bone marrow aspirates. I remember Doctors Bell, Dahl, and Kalwinski, nurses Jean, Judy, and Dale, Miss Chris in social work, Darlene in travel, all part of the team that cared for me. I am a walking memorial to their successes. I remember the other patients I'd see each time I went to the hospital for chemo. I remember when some stopped coming. I knew what that meant. I remember the years of summer camp for children with cancer, children like me. I remember their laughter and the midnight talks of fears and joys. Normal kid stuff. Some less so. I remember when some stopped coming. I knew what that meant. But I remember them. I am, and other survivors are, memorials to those who lost their fights.
So I just assume that all these notes are from people that are actually battling through this disease and their different takes on everything and what's happening around them. She was basically just saying, you know, how hard it was to be she probably made so many new friends, and to not see them come in the next day would be so heartbreaking. I just can't even imagine it.
I won't let myself hold anything back this time. I would rather feel disappointed and let God heal my heart than to feel like I did not push myself as far as I possibly could in faith for my son.
She's just trying so hard, everything she can do, but there's nothing that she can actually do but hope and pray. Alright, let's keep going, guys. Where are we going now? What's happening? Alright, I think we're heading over this way. Where's this taking us? Go away, Cancer. I hate you so much. I hate you.
Oh, her expectation is so maddening sometimes. You know what she wrote on the eve of Joel's first surgery? The one back in January when we first found the tumor? I seriously feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. I'm pleading for God to spare his life, and I'm tempted to despair because self-inspection leads me to conclude I shouldn't expect much of anything. And yet my wife is expecting a surprise party from the Lord, replete with presents, supernatural miracles.
Oh man, so it sounds like it's all tearing their family apart anyway, and it would be so hard. Alright guys, we're up to the next part. I'm going to have to end that one there. I hope you're enjoying this. Please let me know your thoughts and your opinions. If you want to talk about anything, I'm always here to listen to you guys. I'll help you out as much as I can, but this one was really more emotional than the others, basically because it was talking about faith and people losing their hope in faith and, you know, their trust in God and all sorts of stuff. I mean, myself personally, I don't actually believe in God. I know some of you might not agree with me, but, you know, everyone finds their faith in something, and to lose that is I just couldn't imagine what it would be like. Anyway, guys, stay safe and don't do anything I wouldn't do.